as the last cold fronts of spring encounter the burgeoning warmth of summer. The final few days of May and the first few of June have been hotbeds for severe thunderstorms over the years in Pennsylvania, and so last Friday's severe weather really wasn't that surprising when considered in historical context. And part of that history, of course, is the infamous outbreak of 21 tornadoes in the state on May 31, 1985. 16 rated F2 or higher, resulting in 65 fatalities. But there was also a swarm of 42 twisters that tore through the state from May 31st to June 2nd, 1998, including one that cut a 30-mile path through the Pittsburgh suburbs, injuring more than 50 people and causing $13 million in damage. There were no injuries from the severe weather in the state last Friday. The Weather Service received about 20 reports, most of them straight-line wind damage, but also 2 tornadoes, one weak and short-lived in Bedford County. A somewhat stronger tornado near Ligonier in Westmoreland County was on the ground for 8 miles and had maximum winds of about 100 miles per hour and damaged more than 40 structures. On this Doppler radar velocity loop, the signature of the rotating thunderstorm that produced the tornado is the bundle of bright green pixels, which represents raindrops moving west with the wind, right next to the bundle of maroon pixels, which indicate raindrops moving east. The close proximity of these opposite winds suggests rotation and a possible tornado. Now, tornadoes do get most of the attention when thunderstorms produce wind damage, but most of the time the damage is not from a tornado, but rather a microburst, which is a concentrated, localized sinking current of relatively cool air beneath a thunderstorm that splashes to the ground and spreads out, often causing wind damage. And 2 microbursts last Friday are worth mentioning. According to the National Weather Service, winds from a microburst near Pittsburgh ripped open the canvas shell of a sports dome operated by Robert Morris College, deflating the pressurized dome and causing it to collapse. Fortunately, there were no injuries. A second microburst in Clearfield County is notable because it helped create an unusual thunderstorm side effect. Now, as those cooler microburst winds move away from their parent thunderstorm, the leading edge, called a gust front, lifts the relatively warm surrounding air. And the turbulence and friction of this interaction sometimes spins up a small vortex along the gust front, appropriately called a gustnado. These aren't officially counted as tornadoes because of how and where they form, and because they're usually small and short-lived. They tend to be camera shy. You don't see many photos of gustnados. By the way, only a small fraction of thunderstorms have microbursts that produce damage, but almost everyone has experienced a gust front. It's that cool before the storm that you often feel as the wind picks up on the fringes of a nearby thunderstorm. We'll see if Paul Knight has any thunder in the extended forecast next.